Good evening, and thank you for gathering on short notice. This is a sad day for the University of Mississippi. Earlier today, we announced that Coach Freeze has resigned from his position as our head football coach, and it was important to meet with you, all of you, as soon as possible. As Vice Chancellor and Athletics Director Ross Bjork will explain shortly, Coach Freeze resigned this afternoon after confirming to Ross and me a pattern of personal misconduct inconsistent with the standards we expect from the leader of our football team. While Coach Freeze served our university well in many regards during his tenure, we simply cannot accept the conduct in his personal life that we have discovered. As you will soon learn, this matter is totally unrelated to the NCAA case. And our position on the facts documented in our response remains the same. Since we first learned last week of potential inappropriate conduct by Coach Freeze, Ross has led the effort to uncover the facts, which he completed yesterday, with the ultimate goal of protecting our institution and our student athletes. I'd now like to turn things over to Ross.
Thank you, Chancellor Vitter, and appreciate your support. Thank you all for gathering on short notice. I know some of you were trying to call my cell phone, so if I hung up on you, I apologize, or did not text you back, I apologize. So, as Chancellor Vitter indicated, this is a sad day. It's an unexpected day, especially for our players, our coaches, and especially the Ole Miss family. At this point, I'll walk you through how we got to where we are tonight. Earlier this month, as is reported in response to a public record request, we released Coach Freeze's work-related phone records for 6 days in January of 2016. Coach Freeze redacted personal calls from those phone records before they were released. There was a phone call that was not redacted, and it was brought to our attention in the middle of last week. We did a quick assessment and determined that this was the only time that particular number was ever called from Coach Freeze's phone since he started working here at Ole Miss in 2011. Because the call lasted less than 1 minute and did not appear at the time to be part of a pattern, we initially attributed this call to a misdialed number. As part of our core values in running the athletics program, we have an obligation to do the right thing, so we proactively looked into the rest of his phone records. In our analysis, we discovered a pattern of conduct that is not consistent with our expectations as the leader of our football program. As of yesterday, there appeared to be a concerning pattern. So Chancellor Vitter and I spoke with Coach Freeze last night. We discussed the entire situation. Coach Freeze was very transparent, open, honest, and admitted the conduct. Earlier this afternoon, Chancellor Vitter and I met with Coach Freeze again. He offered his resignation, and we accepted. He has taken responsibility and is accountable for his actions. We will respect his privacy, and our thoughts and prayers are with him and his entire family. Coach Freeze addressed the coaches and football staff and the team within the last few hours and told them of his decision. As you can imagine, those were very raw, emotional, tough meetings for our coaches and our players. There's obviously never a good time to make this type of decision, especially with practice coming up in the season right around the corner. Matt Luke will serve as the interim head coach for the 2017 season. Matt is a great coach. He's a leader, he's a rock, he's an Ole Miss rebel, and I'm confident, and especially even more confident after watching him address the team, that he will lead this team and program through this difficult time, and we will support him in every way. In addition to Coach Luke, Wesley McGriff will be elevated to associate head coach. He's an important voice and face for our program. He provides an enthusiasm and leadership that our program needs at this time. As Chancellor Bitter indicated, it's important to note that this matter is not related to our NCAA case. We believe our response speaks for itself. As leaders, we must do the right thing at every step of the way, no matter the consequences. This has tested all of us in unimaginable ways, but I know that we will live by our core values every day, and our ultimate purpose is to serve our student athletes. We're asking everyone in the Ole Miss family to support our players, our coaches, and our university like never before. Thank you.
Thank you, Ross. Ross has continued to provide outstanding leadership as Vice Chancellor, and I know he will handle this transition with integrity and the utmost care. Every decision made at this university is driven by what is best for our students and for our university. This is a very hard day. This is a very painful decision, but it is the right decision. I ask everyone in the Ole Miss family to pull together as we navigate this transition. Our student athletes, coaches, and staff will need our unwavering support in the coming months and throughout this football season. Together, we will weather this storm and reach new horizons. Now, we'll take questions.
You guys can fire up.
Ross, when you say
Mike, or do we have? Mike, okay.
Ross, when you say it's a pattern of personal behavior, are you referring to calls to escort services?
You know, I think we need to protect that information. Again, his privacy is important. Again, the conduct was just not something that we thought we could continue with him as our head coach.
Do you guys have any regret over putting so much trust in Coach Freeze?
I believe that our response, again, speaks for itself. I believe he has an established record that's well documented in terms of how he ran the program around compliance, and we still believe in that.
Will a search for a new head coach begin immediately?
It's about the team. The team is the focus right now. I told the football staff that the number one thing, the beginning and the end, is the team, and that's all that matters. I haven't even thought about a search. We had to get a plan in place. Right now, we start practice in less than 2 weeks. There'll be a lot of time to conduct a search for a permanent head coach.
Just to clarify, he was allowed to address the team.
Yes, he was. And the coaching staff. That happened, he met with the staff around 6, the team at 6:30.
How would you describe the meeting between he and the team?
You know, there's several of us in the room. I thought they were locked in. You know, I thought I saw some heads go down, as you might expect. But I thought they handled it very maturely. Several of them came up and hugged me and Matt Luke and the coaches. And from what I could tell initially, they're ready to move forward. They went from there to individual position meetings to obviously talk through, you know, what just happened. We did the same thing when we announced the postseason ban, and so unfortunately, we had a routine for this, and because we've gone through a tough time before. But I thought, man, they were solid. They're ready to roll. We talked about, you know, 40-some days till opening game, and I think they handled it very well.
Ross has been very aggressive about promoting this clean-cut image and, you know, challenging people with recruiting. Bible verses on Twitter, a lot of people will call him a fraud. What do you think about that?
You know, I can only go on the facts, and that's really how we made our decision, and we tried to take the emotional part out of this, and what does the record show? What did we discover? How did he address it? He admitted that conduct to us. You know, no one's perfect. None of us in this room are perfect. And, you know, I think moving forward, I think we have to just respect, you know, how he resigned, and we need to respect his privacy.
With so many players being close with Coach Freeze, are you worried that any of them will leave the program?
It's hard to say right now, to be honest with you. You know, we know we start practice, you know, in less than 2 weeks, and we know we have a game on September 2nd. and a lot of them are in summer school, most of them are, they're working out. They get off for a few days before training camp starts, so from what I could tell, they're gonna lock in and focus, and if we have to meet again tomorrow, we'll do that. Many of them have my cell phone, obviously they're gonna stay connected to their coaches, and so we will give them space, we will listen, and whatever they decide to do, we will support them.
Ross, what's the reason that they requested those 6 days in January?
Obviously, it was a public records request for those specific dates. I think we know the outlet and the source of all of that. And so they were looking for some discovery around who he was talking to. And they asked for my phone records as well during the same type of period. So obviously, it's part of a bigger issue that's been well documented. So I think it lies in that area.
If he
What-
didn't resign, would you guys have had to fire him?
We would have exercised the termination clause in our contract for moral turpitude. We would have exercised termination for cause, yes.
What is the buyout situation?
There's no buyout. No buyout, no settlement.
Ross, is there room for one more coach to be added to the staff since Matt's
Yes,
moving up?
we want to operate at a full countable, 9 assistants, 1 head coach. And so Matt and I talked about a few things briefly. And so we'll kind of address that. If we have to go out and hire somebody, we'll go out and hire somebody. If we need to bump somebody up. But we need 9 assistants. We need the head coach. So we will make sure we are fully staffed.
At the risk of this being too personal of a question, there've been rumors in and around Oxford regarding Coach Freeze and his personal life for several months now. Is this the first time that you've had to confront him with anything or investigated anything?
We've talked about several personal items, and I think we need to leave it there, but we did not discover any of those things being true in our analysis of those items.
Ross, what do you think it says, what's going on with the media? We know where this is coming from to come down to this.
I think we all have to be accountable for our actions. I do, Coach does, everybody. And so we could only go off of what we had in front of us. What was the right decision? If all of this information was public, what is the right decision for the institution? That's what we had to work with.